August 9, 2025, Singapore turns 60. Here we wish Singapore a happy SG60 National Day. Every year on National Day, getting into the parade is not easy. Tickets must be applied for online in advance, and they are always in extremely high demand. For me, if I ever get the chance, I will definitely choose to watch it live on site. Because watching it in person and watching it on TV are two completely different experiences. The atmosphere at the venue wraps you up entirely. People around you wave their flags, clap along with the music, and sing National Day songs together. That wave of passion comes from all directions, striking straight to your heart. The beats of the military band make your heart pound in rhythm, and fighter jets roar past at low altitude. The thunderous sound gives you goosebumps all over. And when fireworks explode overhead, painting the entire night sky in red and white, a surge of indescribable pride and emotion fills your chest. In that moment, you truly say to yourself, I am proud to be a Singaporean. That's why, if I can get a ticket, I will surely go, not just to watch the performance, but to personally experience that sense of unity, strength, and belonging. This year, I couldn't be there in person, so I chose to watch the live broadcast at home with my family. Watching the parade while eating together turned into another kind of family gathering. Although it lacked the intensity of being at the venue, watching the live telecast at home was still wonderful. The whole family sat together, someone cutting cake, someone pouring tea, and sometimes we even sang a few lines of National Day songs together. Moments like this make me feel that National Day is not only the nation's birthday, but also a perfect reason for family reunion. I truly treasure this sense of togetherness. Singapore's 60th birthday, SG60, is truly worth a grand and extraordinary celebration. According to reports, this year's National Day Parade took 1.5 years of preparation. When I read that, I immediately imagined the countless rounds of training, coordination and rehearsals behind the scenes. On TV that day, every single movement I saw was precise to the second. This was not just a performance, it was a reflection of team spirit and collective execution. I deeply admire all the people who worked silently in the background. They might not appear in close-up shots, but without them, there would be no such perfect celebration. There were many highlights this year, but let me share 3 main ones. First, the scale was truly spectacular. A total of 170 pieces of air, land and sea equipment, over 3,000 performers, 39 artists, and representatives from multiple countries attending the event. For a small nation like Singapore to present such a grand, coordinated and moving celebration at its 60th anniversary, it truly fills us with pride and emotion.
It will be a moment of anguish.
To Soka Gakkai Singapore's performance. Since its first performance in 1986, Soka Gakkai Singapore, SGS, has participated in the National Day Parade for 40 years, making this year especially meaningful. As an SGS member, I always look forward to our performance each year. More than 10 years ago, my family and I also took part in the National Day Parade. I still remember training and rehearsals from March all the way to late July. It was exhausting, but what we gained were beautiful memories and the joy of Kosan Rufu.
Home is an island I know I can always call.
This year, SGS's performance was combined with an innovative project. The organisers transformed the 2D artwork designs of differently abled artists into 8 floats, 4 land floats showcased at Padang, and 4 water floats parading through Marina Bay. Turning 2D art into actual floats was already impressive, but the creativity didn't stop there. The celebration was further enhanced with building projections and Pixmod light interactions. As the floats slowly passed by, the historic buildings behind them lit up, instantly transforming into a living canvas. In that moment, the buildings were no longer silent stone walls, but storytellers expressing the heart and spirit behind the creations. This meticulous design was not just about technology, but about the heartfelt thoughtfulness in how emotions were conveyed. The colourful floats not only showcased the artist's vision for the future, but also symbolised inclusivity and creativity in society. 3. A collection of National Day songs. This was a heartfelt blend of music and patriotism, a resonance that touched everyone.
Here we are. When we sit through seasons of change, the future is uncertain and everything must change. Here's a little something to sing along.
Set our sights into the wind, sail the 7 seas. Remember the times so fun when we thought that nothing could stand in our way. Then things weren't the same. The life that we knew had to change. We struggled through the darkest storms we thought we couldn't change. Together we've tried, as we've stood side by side. I need to build a new world, a world of hope forever after.
And Dick Lee performing We Will Get There from a hot air balloon. As the balloon slowly rose into the night sky, his voice echoed above the crowd, creating a scene that will stay etched in memory. This song, composed by Dick Lee in 2002 and made famous by Stephanie Sun, has long become a household favourite. Hearing Dick Lee himself sing it again after so many years felt like an old friend, reminiscing about a journey we've all walked together. Within his voice was pride, gratitude, and an enduring hope, reminding us that no matter where life takes us, deep in our hearts there will always be a home called Singapore. Singapore is only 60 years old. Since independence, we have walked step by step to where we are today, guided by belief and vision. None of this would have been possible without the foresight and resilience of our founding father, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, and the pioneer generation. When the melodies play, I can't help but think, though we had no natural resources, no special advantages, we learned to adapt, to study, to change, and to embrace. Regardless of race, language, or religion, we advanced hand in hand through understanding and mutual respect. Today's prosperity was built with the sweat and dedication of generations before us. On this foundation, it is now our responsibility to continue moving forward together.
And in the end, hand in hand, we will get there. We will get there.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Now, I'd like to share a small personal story from my own birthday. My birthday falls on August 10th. That morning, while chanting Daimoku to the Gohonzon, I prayed that my YouTube channel could make a meaningful contribution to Koh San Rufu, bringing people positive energy and encouragement in faith. At that time, my channel had 597 subscribers. I simply prayed that it might reach 600 by the end of the day. Why this number? Honestly, I hadn't been posting much, only 2 videos in August. And both the views and subscribers were quite average with no big changes. But whenever I chant, I like to converse with the Gohonzon, with the universe. And in that moment, this spontaneous prayer came to me. By noon that day, I noticed 2 new subscribers, bringing the count to 599. At 11:45 p.m., it was still 599. I didn't think much of it and went to bed. The next morning when I woke up and checked, the number had reached 600. I wasn't sure exactly when the 3rd subscriber came in, but later I received an email from YouTube showing the latest subscription time as 12:02 a.m. I laughed to myself. Technically speaking, the jump from 597 to 600 happened on August 10th. This small prayer may seem trivial, but in my heart, I truly felt the universe's response and support. President Ikeda once said,
Koh San Rufu is the Buddha's intent and decree, as well as our great vow. But if we think that eventually someone else will do it, and it has nothing to do with us, then Koh San Rufu will never advance. The very moment one decides to stand up alone, even if it's just a single step, the wheels of Koh San Rufu begin to turn.
I sincerely thank every friend who has liked, shared and supported my videos. Your efforts reach me and they remind me that I am not walking this path of Koh San Rufu alone. If you'd like to lend me a hand too, please subscribe to my channel and help by liking and sharing. Thank you so much. Lastly, I pray for Singapore's continued prosperity and that each of us in our own place can keep contributing to this land we call home. If you have any thoughts about today's episode, feel free to share them in the comments. Until next time, see you again.